Hey YouTube, it's Sheamus here with Extreme Rules 2013 results. Let's go ahead and get this started. I got each one pulled up. If you're not in the background, I'm watching Ring of Honor. First off, in the pre-show, we had Miz versus Cody Rhodes, and Miz won. He ended up getting the Figure 4 leg lock on and making Cody Rhodes tap. Not the best, but it is a pre-show match. They're not always expected to be the best, but pretty good. My prediction to win was Miz, and he won. Overall, I give this a 7 out of 10. It's not horrible, but it's not that. It wasn't the best. And then next was Chris Jericho versus Gold, and my prediction to win this was Chris Jericho, and he won the match. And it was pretty even throughout the match. And then let me read this. Oh yeah, it was sort of like a catch finisher. Fandango jumped off the top rope and he caught him in like the co-breaker. That's what it was. That's what the ending was. I had to read through that because I know I would read all this, but it's getting late and it's like 12 o'clock. But overall, give that a 7 out of 10. Wasn't the best, but happy to see Jericho get his revenge. And then next was pretty good. Dean Ambrose versus Kofi Kingston for the United States title, or United States Championship. And my pick to win was Dean Ambrose. And Shield came out, and then they just turned around, and he proved that he did not need Shield to have him back him up to win the title. He won the title. I'm pretty sure he ended it with that weird move again, the I don't really know what that move is, but he like grabs their head and just slams it into the mat. But yeah, Kofi Kingston, he reversed the Trouble in Paradise, then he did that and got the 1, 2, 3, and he's the new U.S. champ. Proud for him. I'm happy to see a Shield member get some gold, and I think he's gonna get somewhere in this business, like main event, but maybe not at this moment, but in the future. I give this match a 8 out of 10, better than other stuff. And then the next match was the Sheamus versus Mark Henry match. This was stepping it up a notch, and I like this match. I like stipulation matches. And the last time there was sort of a match like this, I think, was a cowbell match, but I don't know if they had to touch all 4 corners like they did in this. And JBL was on commentary, and they was asking him about it in the bull rope match. I think that's what it was in Great American Bash 2004. And what you had to do is drag each person to the 4 corners of the ring without getting interrupted. Or not drag them, but like you have to touch the corners, all 4, without getting interrupted. And if you get interrupted, you have to restart. And Sheamus got interrupted like 3 or 4 times, and he finally got it. I really liked this. Mark Henry, they both use the strap as the weapon. I give this match a 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty good. 8.5 out of 10, same thing. Yeah, look at that. That was Sheamus's back a little while ago. But yeah, this was for this. My prediction was Mark Henry. I thought he would get payback on Sheamus because of the arm wrestling thing and the strength competition thing, but I guess not. So this makes me 3-1. And then next was Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger and I Quit match. And this went back and forth throughout the match. I was jumping out of my seat, screaming and stuff. And they were just putting each other in the ropes and hitting each other with the stick. Look at that. I captured it when it's hitting him right on the back. And shows his back moving from the impact of the stick, the kendo stick. And Del Rio was about to quit in the middle of the match, and Ricardo Rodriguez was about to throw in the towel. Del Rio told him not to. Out of nowhere, here comes Zeb Coulter running, pushes Ricardo, snatches up the towel, throws it in the ring. The ref thinks it was Ricardo. Another ref comes out there and explains to the ref that it was really Zeb Coulter, and he showed him the clip. And they restarted the match, and Del Rio made a comeback and won. And I don't know if it was TV 14 or not, but there was blood. Swagger's right, I think it was his right shoulder, got busted open. I don't remember how, but yeah, his shoulder was bleeding. And that makes me 4-1 on simulations. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. It was a really good match. The next was Tag Team Champions, Team Hell No versus Shield in a Tornado Tag Team match. They didn't need Dean Ambrose in this match, and they could do it on their own. And the title of this sort of gives off the thing in the picture most of the time, but I'll still talk about it. But you see, they won. During the match, it went back and forth. There was one thing where Kane had them both, threw them over the ropes, and then Daniel Bryan did the suicide dive out of the ring. There was one spot where, at the end of the match, where Roman Reigns flipped him against the rope, and then Seth Rollins fell, but then he got back up. Roman Reigns held him on the shoulder like the torture rack almost, like Lex Luger, and then Seth Rollins got on the top rope, jumped, and kicked him with the thing that Senshi or Caval did, or Low Key, that's his other names, where he would just jump and land on it. I think even Seth Rollins does it, I'm not for sure. And he landed right on top of him when Roman Reigns was holding him, and then Roman Reigns pinned him, and Roman Reigns pinned him, and Seth Rollins scouted out and made sure Kane didn't come in. And at the end, Dean Ambrose came out, and they all celebrated with the gold. This is sort of like a little evolution thing from 2003, except no one's a world title, no one's a world champ. It would have been cool if CM Punk was the fourth member, or something, and he was the champ. They'd have all the gold and stuff. Triple H retained his title. I think Orton retained his title, and then Ric Flair and Batista won the tag team titles. And at the end, they all sort of had a thing that looked like this. Let me sit down for just a second and see if I can find my DVD real quick. I found it, but it doesn't show it on there. But they all was holding the titles. Alright, let me set it down for a second. I'll try to show you. Alright, it's loading. Go to images. But it looks really cool how they were all on stage holding up the gold. looked really epic. But I give that match a 9 out of 10. Pretty good match. Glad to see Shield got all the gold. That was my prediction. And they won, so that made me... I think 6-1. And then... it's 5-1, I think. Randy Orton versus Big Show in Extreme Rules match. It went back and forth too. Big Show was getting hit with a kendo stick. He took it and just snapped it right in half. And then they had chairs, and Randy Orton RKO'd him on the chair, and he just got right back up. Or he kicked out, and then Randy Orton he was in the corner, and everyone knew he was about to do the punk kick. It was really good match. Randy Orton won. He said he wanted to beat him because he shouldn't have trusted him at WrestleMania. And then give that a 9 out of 10. And then Ryback versus John Cena, and then last man standing match ended up in a no contest. This was a really good match. It went all around the arena. John Cena, they were using tables. I really like tables. He did like an OMG moment, sort of, like speared him right through the table. I mean the barricade. Sorry, I'm sleepy. I might just messing up. And then they got up, went around the arena. Ryback kept killing him. Cena kept getting up at 9. And then Ryback picked up this like barricade thing from the crowd, and then hit him with it. And then they went over to this thing. It did like what Kofi Kingston did, like stood on like the thing in the crowd, and then jumped off through a table. And then they ended up going on the stage, and Cena grabbed a fire extinguisher and sprayed him with it. And then he tried to go for an attitude adjustment, and then Ryback reversed, and as you see, he's got him. They went straight through that, and after that, we don't really know what happened. Cena was put on a stretcher, and then no one really paid attention to Ryback. It was mostly all focused on Cena. So, and it went into a no contest. I give that a 10 out of 10, even though it went to a no contest. And then Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. Brock Lesnar defeated Triple H. And he tried to refresh this. I've been doing this refreshing for like 30 minutes, trying to get. Finally, they got some Triple H versus Brock Lesnar stuff. They had a new steel cage, and I thought someone was gonna go through it because people were saying that, and that it was just a new cage. It's a foot bigger now, and they just started out fighting, and then they went into the ring. Like, this is before even the match started. Brock Lesnar Triple H just murdered his knee pretty much. And Brock Lesnar Triple H was just working on the knee. Paul Heyman even came in. Someone brought a chair in. Triple H was doing the figure 4. It's just reminded me of the match I just recently watched, Taboo Tuesday versus Ric Flair. There was a chair in the ring. Then Triple H goes up to the top, smiles, and pulls out a freaking sledgehammer. And the same thing happened pretty much, and he pulled out a chain at Taboo Tuesday. And he used it, and at one point Brock Lesnar was almost out, and then he like hit him with the chair, and he fell. No, he like just screaming and yelling, and then ended up getting down, and ended up Paul Heyman low blowing Triple H, and Triple H was out, and then he got up. Brock Lesnar F5'd him. I really like this. My pick for this was Brock Lesnar, and so that made me 7-1. He ended up getting the 1-2-3 after that F5, and yeah, overall I give this pay-per-view 8 out of 10. I thought to myself it was better, and then I realized that it's not really better than last year's, because there was no freaking CM Punk. God, stupid WWE. But yeah, I like this pay-per-view. Whenever it comes out, I might get it. So I was 7-1 on predictions. I don't know why they didn't have a Divas title match or an Intercontinental title match. On the panel thing for the pre-show and post-show, we had Titus O'Neil, Wade Barrett, that blonde chick, I don't remember her name, and Mick Foley. And it was good to hear all them on commentating on stuff and talking about stuff. They even after the pre-show, they were during their pay-per-view talking about stuff, and then on the post-show, I'm just a little upset they didn't use Wade Barrett. He's got some talent. Same thing with Titus O'Neil. Not the best, but I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm a fan of the primetime players, and I wanted to see Caitlyn versus AJ Lee. In the back, AJ Lee and Caitlyn are fighting, and yeah, can't really think of anything else I can talk about, but yeah, if you're this far into it, thanks for watching the review of Extreme Rules 2013, and that's about it. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.